Our modern brake systems are completely adequate for everyday use and certainly meet the necessary requirements.
Most cases, the greatest deceleration is obtained as long as the wheel still rotates. If the wheel locks, the brake effect is reduced.
When braking with locked wheels, momentum pushes the vehicle straight ahead, ignoring front wheel direction, into oncoming traffic or into the field.
ABS offers more safety in such situations. It prevents the wheels from locking. The vehicle remains steerable and maintains excellent directional stability with optimal braking efficiency. Driver stress is reduced while accident risk is decreased. ABS consists of a number of components: the speed sensors, the electronic control unit, and the hydraulic modulator. The inductive sensors continuously monitor wheel speed. The signals are fed to the processor in the electronic control unit and evaluated.
If during braking one wheel tends to lock, the electronic control unit detects the danger and immediately gives the command to the hydraulic modulator to reduce the brake pressure at this wheel. This allows the wheel to accelerate slightly before it is immediately braked again. These decisions are made many times a second, as the solenoid valves in the hydraulic modulator either reduce, increase, or hold the brake pressure. In this manner, the vehicle brakes optimally, remains steerable, and maintains directional stability under adverse road conditions. If a malfunction is detected, the ABS shuts itself off, and the regular brake system remains fully operational. This condition is signaled to the driver by a warning light. The following test should objectively compare uncontrolled and controlled brake processes in cars and commercial vehicles. In each case, the same vehicles are driven under identical conditions on tracks with the same surfaces. At a specific point, identified by a stop sign, the drivers must brake fully and evade an obstacle.
With locked wheels, a vehicle is no longer steerable and slides into the obstacle despite turned front wheels. This is especially true in the case of snow and ice-covered surfaces. The wheels lock immediately, the cornering force is lost, and the vehicle is no longer controllable. With ABS, the wheels cannot lock and the cornering force is preserved. Despite full braking, the vehicle is able to evade the obstacle without difficulty. ABS is just as important in curves. Full braking is possible without losing control of the vehicle.
In fall and winter, there is always the possibility of having differing surface conditions on the right and left side of the road. Wet leaves or slush may be near the outside of the road, with a more adhesive surface in the center. These conditions can be simulated on test tracks. Without ABS, the braking wheels lock and the vehicle skids because of the differences in road adhesiveness. Here we can see the wheel in slow motion. ABS prevents the wheels from locking and keeps the vehicle on track with only slight steering correction.
Here is a direct comparison test. ABS not only preserves steering ability, but under almost all road conditions, shorter braking distances are achieved.
Now, we told you earlier that conventional and ABS brakes are not the same, and we just saw how true that is. But when it's not an emergency, I mean for regular driving, you always brake the same. In driver's ed, you learn threshold braking, and that's what you always do with conventional and ABS. Heel on the floor and squeeze the brake firmly with your foot. Simple as that.
That's regular braking. But in emergencies or in snow and rain, with ABS, it's different. You know how with conventional brakes, they tell you to squeeze and release to keep them from locking? Well, with ABS, the system does that for you faster than anyone can. You just keep steady pressure on the brake pedal and let ABS work for you. ABS also does something you can't do at all. The ABS computer monitors the brakes independently at all four wheels and responds to the road conditions, releasing and applying the brake to keep each wheel from locking. The problem is, if you let up on an ABS brake, you take ABS out of the picture and you'll lose the ABS advantage. So here's what you do with ABS. If you have to stop fast, just hit that brake pedal and don't let up. Just stay on the brake. Trust me, it makes a big difference. When you hit ABS brakes hard and the ABS system activates, well, the brake pedal might feel different.
It felt like a pumping sensation. It felt harder to push, like there was a little bit of pressure behind it.
Yeah, it was like a pumping vibration, felt like.
There's still one more thing that we need to talk about. Now you know how to brake with an ABS car, but how do you know when you're driving a car that has ABS? Carrie knows, don't you?
Why, yes, Deborah, I do. It's easy. A lot of cars or trucks will have ABS emblems on the body, the wheel covers, or the brake pedal. But the easiest way to tell is when you turn on the ignition, look for the ABS indicator lighting up briefly on the dash. Every ABS vehicle has one, and when you see it, you'll know that ABS is there to help. Anti-lock brakes can't change the laws of physics, so you need to keep a safe distance from the car in front. On most road surfaces, you can stop in a shorter distance, but they don't let you stop on a dime.
And they don't do much for you if you're not driving carefully.
Yeah, smart drivers live longer.
So be cool, be careful, and wear your seatbelt.
The difference in using ABS brakes and not using ABS brakes is day and night. When I did not have the ABS brakes and I put the brakes on, I did a 360-degree turn, totally out of control. I could not maneuver the vehicle at all, and I was at the mercy of the forces behind me. When I did the very same speed using the ABS technology, the car stayed in a straight direction. I was able to maneuver the car, keep it in the track that I wanted to. I didn't do the 360. Incredible difference. And I would not have understood it unless I actually experimented with it myself. So ABS brakes definitely work, but we have to use them properly. And that is, you stop and you keep your foot on the brake, you keep pressing. You do not do what I was taught to do as a kid, and that is pump the brakes. You don't pump the brakes anymore on ABS, or else they won't work right.
It always takes time for people to adapt to new technologies. And while ABS has been on the market for several years, it's not a safety feature that people use regularly. The most important thing to know about ABS is that you do not pump the brakes, as most drivers have been taught to do to prevent skidding. With ABS, drivers should step hard on the brake pedal, not let up, and steer around obstacles in their path.